Okay, Carl Munson here, town crier and community builder of OurNet, with an ONversation that's all about working for OurNet. Should have Michael Brodie, the CEO and founder of OurNet, at the other end of the line.
Indeed. Hi there, Carl.
Yes, wonderful. Great to hear your voice. There's a backstory to that, which we won't go into now. What we'll do is we'll talk about working culture at OurNet in view of the fact that we are recruiting, as the saying goes. I think before we begin, Michael, for people who don't know anything at all about OurNet, can you do OurNet in a nutshell, the Our Nutshell?
Indeed, I'll do my best. Fundamentally, it's a multi-level, multifaceted social news network which is designed to support and encourage community building.
Beautiful. Excellent. And we are looking to recruit a team. Would you like to say a little bit more about the individuals that we're looking for?
Yeah, indeed. We're looking for 3 individuals. There'll be a Scrum Master who will lead the team initially, a general purpose programmer, and also a user interface designer and programmer.
Yes, so we're moving further north in Portugal to the wonderful setting of the Aveiro University where these folks will be based and where the working culture of OurNet will be based. I mean, this is going to be our new kind of nerve centre, the centre of the OurNet culture. And you have very specific ideas, I think, about how that environment could be for these people, for all of us working together, because the essence of OurNet not only needs to emanate from the pages on screen online, but permeate throughout the working energy of the team. Could you say a bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely correct. I mean, for me, it's absolutely critical that what we're trying to do in the world is replicated within our organisation. And what we're trying to do in the world is to provide a platform that will help empower people to not only share their ideas, but also to join together to create a fantastic world that works for all. In the context of that, it's really important that the organisation of OurNet itself encourages people to be their best, to open their mouths, to voice their opinions, and to voice their opinions not in an aggressive way, but in a sharing way. So the whole basis of the OurNet culture will be people that are open to other people, sharing ideas, supporting each other, and really encouraging amazing things from each other.
And that's as within, so without, as above, so below, isn't it? That's how we're intending it to be online, as the community experience as well as the office experience.
Sure.
Cynics might say that a lot of companies want to bring this about, but it doesn't always work out. Why do you think that is, generally speaking, that human beings are really attracted to what you've just described, but can't manage to have it happen?
Well, I think there's a really fundamental reason, and that is that we all we all have our own worldview of what works in life, and I've never met a single person that has exactly the same worldview as me, and of course that makes life exciting, because you don't go down. It's not very exciting to be with someone who thinks exactly the same as you, because there's nothing to talk about, because you know it's all the same. So everyone has a slightly different view. And the magic comes from, in my opinion, knowing that your opinion about how life is just your opinion. And we all have opinions, we all have to have opinions, but it's the way we handle our own opinions and other people's opinions which really makes the difference. And being respectful to each other, attempting to understand as far as we can how other people work, being open, honest, and actually really clear about what it is that you need and you want, and also being really prepared to hear other people say what they need and they want.
Brilliant.
And sort of having a culture where that is all in the open will bring about magic.
And could I add to that also, as well as the importance of sharing transparently, authentically, is that we might also not take it too personally or too seriously or make it too significant, which is perhaps some of the problem of people communicating, isn't it? Is that they don't want to share their views because they feel they might be not received correctly, or it's all just too much of a big deal and there's too much riding on it.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Carl. We take ourselves too seriously, and we take other people too seriously. And it's and the fundamental thing is when for example, when you're in love with someone, those early days before the stories really kick in and things start going wrong. We just listen to each other and we're open to hearing everything each other says. But it's when then someone will say something which slightly jars, and rather than dealing with that, we tend to draw back and sort of pretend they haven't said it. And then inevitably, what we do as humans is we start making them wrong. And then that making them wrong builds up and up and up, and it happens both ways, almost always. And two people making each other wrong doesn't bode particularly well.
No, and it can go on for years, can't it?
Yeah, but we've had an example ourselves where I made assumptions about you quite recently, and I let you know that I'd made assumptions about you, and that gave you the opportunity to say what your perspective was, and we had a conversation which, in my world, completely cleared up our differences.
Yeah,
we don't necessarily see things in the same way, but actually we've got the basis of a working relationship.
Yes, I'd like to add to that. It was great actually, and this is the working culture that I've become used to in this very early stage of OurNet. But I'm really delighted to be part of a working culture where, as actually initially difficult and scary as it is, you are able to say to me and vice versa. Not necessarily I've got a problem with this, but this is where I'm at with this at the moment. Can we talk about it? Is this true? And I think we have, created this sort of current microclimate of two people where that's possible. But we're looking for the continuation of this culture. So it might not be for everyone. That's something we might add here, right? That intensity, or I guess it's only intense because we're not used to doing it. For somebody who wants a completely corporate environment where it's, formality and rules and etiquettes that are observed rather than what's really going on for people, this might not be the place for them to work, right?
Absolutely. And they should absolutely not apply because because it will be uncomfortable.
Yes.
If you're not open to it.
All right.
And it's like, if you're not open to magic, then you don't spend time with a magician.
And what kind of job advert is this? So we should look really for the upside, shouldn't we, of that? Like you've used the word magic there. Do you think that is a prerequisite for magic and amazing things happening, for people to be open and honest and straight up with each other as soon as possible and have those conversations?
Yeah, I've never quite seen it in those terms, but yes, it's. From my experience, all the really great things happen when you're in a close relationship with people. And you jointly support each other to develop something amazing. Sometimes it happens. A lot of times it doesn't. The whole of our society is actually built, and I'm talking about Western society particularly, is built on competition and ego-centered winning.
Yeah.
And we see that all around us. And it provides an environment of stress, of disempowerment, and it's hard work. It's exhausting. And most organisations are full of people who really want to do something, really see potential, and actually don't feel they're empowered to do it. To be empowered, you've got to be responsible.
Superb. Well, I think we should leave it there because that just brings us nearly around the 10-minute mark, which is pretty good going for us.
Amazing.
If that environment, if that culture appeals to you, if you are those people, the tech team leader, part product owner, part scrum master type of person, we're not being too prescriptive, but that's the kind of person we're looking for with a bit of experience, who will head a team of two other individuals, tech people, back end and user experience, and be in our Aveiro office in the more northerly part, certainly north of Lisbon part of Portugal. Please do get in touch. You can speak to me, Carl at OurNet.co, or Michael at OurNet.co to progress the conversation. Mike, is there anything else you wanted to add?
No.
He's complete. He's complete, everybody. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.